2023年10月8日、フロリダ州ペンサコラ。時刻は朝の8時を過ぎた頃、エスカンビアカウンティー保安所の保安官は、シーニックハイウェイ沿いのコンビニエンスストアで、いつものように勤務用のコーヒーを買っていた。すると、その視界に衝撃の光景が入り込む。靴も履かず、裸足のまま歩く若い男性。全身にまみれ、殴打によって大きく腫れ上がった顔は、人相さえ判別できない状態であった。被害者の名はソウル・ロペス、当時25歳。中米からの移民であり、スペイン語しか話せないこの青年。首には深く切り裂かれた複数の裂傷が刻まれていた。現場に居合わせた保安官一同は、即、異常ならざる事件だと断定した。
What's that? You okay?
No speak Spanish.
Oh, here, have a seat right here. Have a seat right here. Car Frank 13. What happened?
Amigo.
Can I get EMS 51 to me at the Tom Thumb at Scenic Highway and 9 Mile Road?
What do you have?
How old are you? ¿Cuántos años? How old?
So,
You. I'm gonna have to get
He was touched with a deadly weapon. Yep. So that's an aggravated battery.
I'm gonna have to get Ramirez here.
Okay.
amigo.
Hey.
He was sitting down for a while. He's standing up.
Necesito llegar a casa.
¿Qué ha ocurrido?
Car 313.
¿Qué ha ocurrido?
Are you knocking on the door?
Sí, unos amigos me montaron en un carro anoche. Unos. Y me trajeron y me quisieron matar. Me robaron zapatos y el teléfono y el carro.
Some friends rode me a car last night, put makeup and killed me, stole my shoes and phone and the car. So we got carjacked.
So take a screenshot of that.
¿Dónde sucedió?
Sí, me trajeron de aquí de Pensacola, Florida, aquí cerquita. Me montaron en el carro y lo único que me dijeron conmigo, hasta este día vas a hacer que vas a vivir, y vinieron a tirar desde arriba el puente, caía al agua abajo y ahorita una muchacha que andaba en una lancha me ayudaron a salir.
Car 393, 10-4 check.
Yes or no question. I hope.
10-4.
¿Conoces los nombres?
No los conozco, pero a ellos sí los conozco.
I don't know them for them, and I know them. Try to ask just yes or no questions. Were you thrown off a bridge?
Yeah.
¿Dónde te tiraste de un puente?
No, me tiraron desde el puente arriba, me traían en el carro, en mi camioneta, me bajaron y me pusieron el cuchillo aquí en la nuca. Y luego me tiraron del puente y caía el agua abajo.
Car 27. Hey, 7, go ahead.
Se acerca la ambulancia.
So, he's got lacerations to his throat. He's not bleeding right now. His ears, the back of his head. He may have some broken ribs, his face.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Guy come walking from across the street right here. He's got probably 4, 5 lacerations, deep lacerations to his throat. His face is all bruised and broke up. He doesn't speak any English at all.
We're gonna go ahead and head up there before the airway starts to crash. He's cut pretty deep right there.
Sacred. Yeah.
Sacred?
病院へ搬送された被害者、ロペスから詳細な事情を聞き出す作業は困難を極めた。大量の出血と脱水症状、そして言葉の壁、朦朧とする意識の中に焼き付いた断片的な風景の記憶だけが残っていた。しかし、捜査に当たったマルティネス刑事は Google Earth の画面を被害者に並べてみせ、上空からの映像をたどらせることで曖昧な空間記憶を一軒の家へと導くことに成功する。事件から遡ること数日前、 被害者の Facebook に一通の友達申請が届く。Krazie Fonseca、そう名乗る見知らぬ女は、流暢なスペイン語を操り、自分は経済的に困窮している、子供が食べ物に困っていると、被害者に訴えかけてきた。そして、まさかその相手がサイコパスの殺人鬼であるなどと、そう考えるはずもなく、被害者は少ない給料から温かいタコスを振る舞った。そして、見知らぬ相手にさえ優しく手を差し伸べるこの善意こそ、被害者がターゲットとして選ばれた理由であったのだ。
Hi, how are you, Armin?
You may.
Good afternoon. Please state your name and spell your last name for the record.
Lionel Martinez Jr., Martinez.
And Mr. Martinez, where are you employed?
With the Escambia County Sheriff's Office.
In what capacity?
I am an investigator of major crimes.
And back in October 2023, did you become involved in cases involving a Mathis Reynolds and a Natalie Fonseca?
Yes, I did.
Can you please explain to the court how you became involved in the investigation and what you did as a part of the investigation?
Yes, sir. I got assigned the case on October 9th. Being the only Spanish-speaking investigator of major crimes, I reviewed the reports from the initial deputy and also the deputy who spoke to the victim at the hospital. I wanted to get firsthand perspective from the victim, so I went up to Sacred Heart. He was still in the hospital. Spoke to him there, got some more details. He told me that he had met a female who had sent him a friend request on Facebook on October the 6th. That female reached out to him saying that she was hungry and wanted some food, asked for a pizza or some McDonald's. And he said, instead of that, can I get you some tacos? And she agreed to get some tacos. He met with her, did the tacos, took her to her house. Uneventful that day. Once they were there, they had some drinks, they had some hamburgers. The victim wanted to leave, and they said, okay, so they went back. At that time, he told him again, the black man began beating him with the pistol in his hands. Based on my investigation, I'll get to this. From there, they drove him, the female who spoke Spanish told him that this was the night that he was going to die. That they were going to drive him somewhere, take everything from him, and leave him there. So he said they drove for a while, they came to a bridge, they got him out, the male and female, began to beat him some more, and then he felt a knife on his throat, and they slashed his throat from one ear to the other. After doing that, they picked him up, threw him over the bridge. He fell in the water. I was able to talk to him and ask him for some details if he knew how to get to this house with this female. He was able to utilize Google Earth, and from the store where he had seen her drive to the neighborhood, which ended up after leaving the hospital, with his directions, I was able to come across the address, which is Forest Drive. I returned back to the office and looked to see if there was any calls for service at that address. There was a call service in September the 4th, the same year. There was an armed disturbance. There was two suspect victims that had stabbed each other. The victim in this case was Mr. Reynolds, and the suspect was his brother, Mr. Coles. The witness was Natalie Fonseca. I was able to take screenshots of the body cam footage from the deputies that responded to that scene. And based on the description that was given by the victim at the hospital, I was able to see that Mr. Reynolds and Natalie Fonseca were my suspects. Followed up to try to get some video from the store. I was able to obtain video from October the 6th, where the victim and Mrs. Fonseca went to the store to buy the drinks after he had bought her the tacos. I also was able to obtain the video from October the 7th, where Ms. Fonseca was driving the van. There was a male passenger in the van but from the video, you can see based on what the victim had told me, he was wearing that night, a white shirt, and you can see because it's, while interviewing Ms. Fonseca, I asked her, this is about the Mexican food, from the store, and she started to tell me about the details about picking him up at the Circle K, taking him to the house, and she went in the house, and by the time she came out, everything had already happened, and he was gone. And I was a little confused, because I was like, well, that's not, Mexican at the store I'm talking about the one that had his throat cut. And then she just sat back in her chair like, oh. I said, because he didn't die. So
At that point, investigator, was it clear to you that Ms. Fonseca was actually talking about a separate victim?
Yes, sir.
2023年10月23日、容疑者2人は逮捕された。しかし、取り調べの中で容疑者ナタリーは底の見せない闇を覗かせる。供述がどうにも噛み合わないのだ。そしてマルティネス刑事は衝撃の真実に気がつくこととなる。容疑者の女は今回の被害者ソウル・ロペスと全く別の被害者とを混同していたのである。犯行のわずか9日後、容疑者の2人は全く同じ手口で移民のスペイン語しか話せない別の男性をあの家へ誘い込み、拳銃を突きつけ、暴行を働き、金品を強奪していたのだった。その後、捜査官は回復した被害者を再び招集する。複数の顔写真を並べ、面通しを実施した。そして、被害者は迷わなかった。自分を誘い出した女、そして銃を握っていた男を即座に指し示したのだった。この一辺の揺るぎない証言によって、罪状は第一級殺人未遂へと引き上げられ、容疑者には終身刑さえ現実味を帯びることとなったのである。
¿Qué tan seguro?
Sí.
¿100%?
Sí.
¿Seguro? ¿Firma? ¿Está bien? ¿Qué tan seguro?
Sí.
¿100%?
Seguro.
Misma cosa.
¿Vamos a entrar?
I'm gonna initial here
Okay.
and hand it to you on the
All right, thank you. Está bueno, igual. Son las personas que te enseñaron y en las fotos, estos son las personas que te secuestraron,
Ajá.
te golpearon
Sí.
y te robaron de la camioneta.
Sí.
Okay. ¿Y qué más te recuerdas de esa noche?
Pues como le digo yo, pues cuando usted me preguntó, pues no me recuerdo mucho más, porque sí, no dejé de, o sea, no me acordaba mucho porque todavía me dolía, pero durante me tuvieron allá, pues ellos me golpearon con la pistola.
Ajá.
Y todo por todo el camino que me llevaba, entonces yo les decía que no me golpearan, y ya después no me dejaron de golpear los dos. De ahí me quitaron la llave de la camioneta. Yo les decía que yo la llave no se la podía dar porque yo iba a manejar, todos me las quitaron. Ya luego llegaron allá, ya puesto allá fue cuando me dijeron que iba a ser el último día que iba a vivir, y ya cuando ellos me bajaron de la camioneta y me dijeron que me hincara, pues yo me bajé y me hinqué. Ya cuando solo me hinqué fue cuando ya sentí que me agarraron del pelo y me doblaron la nuca para atrás, y entonces pues ya yo no vi de si fue ella o fue él, pero ella sí estaba atrás de mí y él estaba enfrente.
Ajá.
Y como ya estaba oscuro, pues yo no, ya cuando me recuerdo cuando yo sentí la primera cortada, pues fue cuando yo pegué el grito, y ya después de eso yo no me di cuenta nada más.
There are no words for what both myself had experienced, even worse tripping with me, leaves so much upset. I can never get down on paper the mental, emotional, and physical abuse that has developed from being in a relationship with Mr. Reynolds since July 9, 2015. I felt the need to protect someone who created trauma within me and took advantage of my vulnerability. This phase in my life where my freedom was paused has taught me about life, and most importantly about myself. Not everyone has good intentions in life. Mr. Reynolds persuaded my mentor with rainbows and unicorns to get me out of my mother's house at the age of 16. Where I was once pure, enjoying life as a teen, I thought love was what I found, but love only became a mental illness. I became fragile, confused, addicted, even suicidal. Every visible scar on my body came from Mr. Reynolds.
Good afternoon. Ms. Fonseca, do you remember me?
I do.
Okay. You remember telling the judge a minute ago that you gave 2 depositions in this case? They were with me, weren't they?
Right.
Do you remember the very first question that you asked when Mr. Longmire and myself walked in the room?
I do.
What was that question?
What would my sentencing be looking like?
If I suggested to you that you said, Mr. Longmire, what am I going to get for talking today? Would you agree that that's the truth?
Yes.
Did you hear your lawyer several times ask if you were taking responsibility for your conduct today? Okay. But what if I suggested to you that in your letter that you read to the judge, you repeatedly deflected towards Mr. Reynolds? Would you agree with that?
I don't agree.
Okay, I certainly appreciate that. Did you hear the victim in this case, the one that took the stand there and testified with an interpreter here in Pensacola, when I said, was one of these people the leader? Was one of these people worse? And he said, no, they were both similarly, situated. Did you hear him say that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, is it your position that the lion's share of the fault goes to Mr. Reynolds? Because listening to you read that letter makes me think that's what you're trying to say.
I took accountability for my own actions.
Okay, what were your actions?
I could have spoke up when I had the chance, but I didn't.
Well, when you say the chance is to speak up and tell the truth, are you referring to the 2 times that Mr. Longmire came out to the jail to depose you?
No, at the time of the incident, when it was occurring.
Would you acknowledge that you were not fully truthful at either of the 2 times that Mr. Longmire and I came out to see you?
I was truthful.
Okay, so that's my question. Mr. Longmire?
So it's kind of echo what Mr. Mitchell is asking you. You remember I did come out and speak with you, correct? And when I did, on both those occasions, certainly the last occasion, did I not say to you that, Ms. Fonseca, I don't believe that you were telling me the complete truth? Did I tell you that?
You did say that.
Did I further tell you that I felt like you were minimizing your role in the situation?
You did say that.
All right. And now you heard me ask Investigator Martinez about when he saw you and Mr. Reynolds at the store. Did you hear me ask him about that?
I did.
And so when you were at the store with Mr. Reynolds, you didn't try to run or get help at any point, did you?
I did not.
And then on the night where Mr. had his throat sliced and thrown off of the bridge, you didn't do anything to help Mr. Did you?
I did not.
Call 911 on that night?
I didn't.
And then when you all left from throwing him off of the bridge, telling him that was going to be his last night on earth, did you go with Mr. Reynolds out to that new area to construct that public? Did you go with Mr. Reynolds then?
Being forced into this whole situation, I did go.
Okay, so that's your position. You were forced in. But after the van was set on fire, did you also leave with Mr. Reynolds?
Yeah.
Go back to that house, take a shower, climb in that bed, and go to sleep?
Yeah.
And then after that situation, nearly 8 days later, on October 16th, did you again go with Mr. Reynolds and participate in a robbery of Mr. Sanchez?
I did not participate.
And I appreciate the fact that you said it. Let me ask you this way. Without you, would Mr. Sanchez ever ended up on Oak Forest Drive? Yes or no? Okay, so Mr. Sanchez only ended up there because he took you home, correct?
Correct.
And then when law enforcement found you and Mr. Reynolds and arrested you on October 23rd, did you not have the backpack on your back with Mr. Sanchez's items in it?
I did.
And let me ask you, what's the last line of your letter?
I had Fonseca, I'm a victim.
No, see, that's where you're wrong. Aren't the victims Mr. and Mr. Sanchez?
Why would you consider me as a victim?
Answer my question. Are they the victims or are you the victim today?
All three of us are.
Nothing further good.
Mr. Early?
Mr. Reynolds, how are you? How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sometimes I don't speak loudly enough, and it's a bad habit, but we gotta speak loudly today, okay? Yes, all right. Now, sir, your audience is both Judge Nobles as well as the victims in this case, you can see on the screen as well as in the stands, okay? Are you nervous?
Yeah.
Okay. If any of my questions are unclear, you let me know. The same goes with Judge Nobles as well as Mr. Longmire, right? Have you thought about what you'd like to say to Judge Nobles and the victims in this case?
Yeah, I know.
The microphone is yours, sir.
I was raised in a stable household. I come from wonderful parents. I wouldn't change for nothing in this world. My mother raised me on love and understanding and teaching me to treat my friends like family, a stranger like I would want to be treated. My father taught me about having morals and principles and showed me and showed me I would like to apologize for some people's lives I destroyed by my actions and choices I've made that brought me to the victim and all this. I'm deeply sorry. I pray.
Now, please, as I seen earlier, you're a young person. How old are you?
It's a 33.
33 years old. So Judge Noble might give you 30 years today. She might give you 20. She might give you 25. She might give you 15. What's your life going to look like when you ultimately leave prison? Said a better way, what if the court was concerned that you might be a danger to our community if you were someday released from prison or when you are? What would you say to that?
That wouldn't be a danger. I didn't make a mistake. And I wasn't in my right mind.
I heard the part of your letter where you offered apologies to the victims in this case. But you see the gentleman there in the red t-shirt in the second row. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to him?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I hurt you so bad. I just wish I could change it.
You need remarks for the other gentleman as well.
It's the same.
Yes, thank you. Those are my questions.
The sheer violence of what happened to Mr. is, in his letter to me, he said that Ms. Fonseca looked at him and said something along the lines of, "This is your last day to live." I cannot imagine the fear. He then said she grabbed his hair and pulled it backwards, and Mr. Reynolds slit his throat. And I believe it was 3 times. That, in and of itself, is enough to convince me to the sentence that I am going to sentence.
結果、容疑者の2人は第2級殺人未遂、武装車両強盗、誘拐など複数の罪で逮捕された。逮捕された際、容疑者フォンセカが背負っていたリュックの中から同じ手口で襲われた2人目の被害者の所持品が発見された。強奪された車両は接触現場から およそ30キロ離れた場所でガソリンをまかれ燃やし尽くされていた。指紋と DNA、何もかも証拠を消し去るための工作であった。法廷に立ったフォンセカは、自らも被害者なのだと言い放ち、言及を求めるも、その訴えが聞き入られることは決してなかった。2025年9月、これ以上、罪を争わない道を選んだ二人は、司法取引に応じ、両者にはそれぞれ、禁錮30年の実刑判決が言い渡されたのだった。最後までご視聴いただき、ありがとうございます。動画を気に入った方は、高評価ボタン、チャンネル登録のクリック、よろしくお願いいたします。おすすめ動画として、より多くの方へ拡散されるので、アストロ TV にとって、さらなる動画作成への励みとなります。それでは、また次回の動画でお会いしましょう。